Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here, and I have another new drink for you, and that new drink is from Lost and Found. It is their watermelon candy, and it's coming right up. Hello again everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And in today's video, I got another new Lost and Found drink for you, relatively new. This drink was actually sent to me a couple months ago from Chad. So thank you so much to Chad for sending me this drink. I really do appreciate it. He tends to send me some of the Lost and Found energy drink. Josh also sometimes sends me the Lost and Found drinks. So it's great that when I can't find drinks out there in the wild, people are kind enough to send them to me. So thank you to Chad for this drink. And I'm not sure why Lost and Found is so hard to find. Given that the name is called Lost and Found, it makes it interesting when you do actually find the drink. I wonder if that was part of their marketing. If they're like, oh man, people can't find these drinks anywhere. We can't get into stores. I'm like, well, we'll call it Lost and Found. That way when they find it, it contributes to our name. And that's why we didn't go into stores. We wanted them to think that they were lost, but then they find them online or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But what I do know is I might not have to rely on Chad and Josh that much anymore, because if you didn't hear by now, there's actually a company called Energy Drink City, and they sell individual cans, and you can mix and match. You can do a 4-pack, an 8-pack, a 12-pack. And over the last several weeks, and they've only been open a couple of months, but over the last several weeks, they keep adding more and more energy drinks. They're all the big brand names, and they are bringing on lots of smaller names now too, so that you guys can try out the energy drinks that you may not have heard before, that you may not even be able to get. We're talking about new companies like A-Bomb Energy, and they even got Popeye. I mean, who's heard of Popeye energy drink? It's got spinach in it. It's spinach leaf extract, so I'm sure it doesn't taste bad. But you might think that Popeye is a new energy drink, but no, it's been out there for years. You just hadn't heard about it. Energy Drink City has it for you, so feel free to pick up that one, as well as a bunch of other stuff you may not have seen, you may not have tried, and you can save 10% off when you use coupon code Caffeine Man. Now, when it comes to the details of Lost and Found Energy, you can check out that video right there. I go over the company, I go over the ingredients, I go over the first 4 flavors, and everything you need to know about this drink so you know what you're putting into your body. So be sure to check out that video. And since everything is in that video right there, there's only one thing left to do in this video. Yeah. And here's the can. And sometimes they like to do something special with a teddy bear on there. They'll put like a little hat on them or some clothes and stuff. This time they kept them just the same, but in the background they used their reds, they used their greens for watermelon, with the pictures of some watermelon, the pictures of some candy. Pretty straightforward. 150 milligrams in a 16-ounce can. Clear cut it. And when it comes to watermelon, there are a lot of watermelons out there. Ever since 2020, the market got flooded with watermelons, and each and every company, I think pretty much all the companies, have a watermelon drink. Now, you'll see it when we get to the Caffeine Man rating chart. If a company doesn't have a watermelon, it's probably being in development right now. So watermelon, extremely competitive category. I think it's becoming more popular than your peaches and your blue razzes. If I had to guess, I think lemonade is probably the only other one that is more competitive, with all the lemonades, pink lemonades, berry lemonade, all that stuff. People liking their summer flavors, lemonade and watermelon, the big ones. Let's see how Lost and Found did with their watermelon candy. Let's taste it out. Back from the can. I do it that way, not just for the carbonation, because people say it ruins the carbonation. I show it to you in the cup so you can see the color, but sometimes the can does taste just a little bit different, and I'm glad that I went back in from the can, because I like it from the can a little bit better. Let's go back in. For For the carbonation, I think they got a nice smooth carbonation on there. I'm going to go with a medium carbonation. For your sweetness, there was something interesting going on with the drink. When I was drinking it from the cup, it didn't taste as sweet as I expected, and I did have preconceived notions. All the Lost and Found drinks have been pretty potent drinks, pretty sweet drinks, and when they're actually giving you candy in the name, I was expecting to be hit with some sweetness, and I wasn't. So it started off medium to high, closing in on high, but then as I went in for my second and third sip from the cup, it started to stack a bit, and it was on the low end of high. And by the time I am talking to you now, after going in from the can, which tastes a little bit different, I actually think that it is at a high sweetness now. And after just talking for a few seconds, now that the aftertaste has subsided, I'm curious if I go in again, if I'm going to get that same sweetness, or if it's going to have to stack by continuously drinking it. I think it's going to stay put. I think that I'm going to say that it's the low end of high. It's not going too crazy with the sweetness, which is odd because I was expecting more from a candy flavor. Doesn't make it a bad flavor. And when we talk about the flavor profile, I am going to say it is a high flavor profile. And in continuing with my train of thought before, a lot of the Lost and Found drinks have been pretty potent in flavor. And I definitely found this the way of going more light and refreshing with their flavor. I was expecting a bit more watermelon, and like I said, just a bit more overall. But even though I was expecting that, I wasn't let down by it, because when you have watermelon, you do like to get that light and refreshing flavor from it. And then when you get watermelon candy, you sometimes get this sweetness that pulls away from it being light and refreshing. And I think it has a good balance between the watermelon, light and refreshing flavor, and that sweetness. What's also odd is that I was expecting an artificial watermelon flavor from watermelon candy. Usually your candy watermelons tend to be a bit more artificial, and it's odd that I am getting a slightly more natural watermelon out of there, which is why I think it has that light and refreshing feel to it, because it is going a little bit more natural. But it's extremely odd to get that natural watermelon flavor added in with that candy kind of flavor, that sweet candy flavor, to make it kind of a cross between two different watermelons. Like, I can't tell if it's natural because that candy comes in making me think, okay, artificial, but it's not that artificial watermelon flavor. It's kind of a sweet natural watermelon flavor. But overall, you're getting what they're saying in the drink. You are getting watermelon candy. You're not getting a punch it in the face, super strong, potent drink. But as you do continue to drink it, you are definitely getting a solid flavor. You are definitely getting a sweet flavor. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not sweet just because it's not punching you. It might be too sweet for some people still, but it was definitely an interesting take on watermelon candy. So when we go ahead and take a look at that busy Caffeine Man rating chart, that's a lot of drinks up there. Where is this one gonna go? Lost and Found's been doing pretty well with the ratings lately. I found most of their drinks to be pretty solid. This one is still solid. I do think they strayed a little bit away from what they wanted to do with all these other companies did. Everyone always putting a little bit of twist on their watermelon flavors. The twist they went with, I probably would have liked a more solid, strong, regular watermelon flavor. And that candy mix in there, it's a little off for me. I'm going to give this an 8.5. I think it's a solid drink. I think it's a good drink. An 8.5 is one of those scores that I would purchase it again. If I was going to spend my money on it, I wouldn't be mad that I spent money on this drink. And even though there's a whole bunch above it, I would spend all my money on all those drinks as well, because 8.5 and higher that's just the score that I say that it's worth spending your money on, in my opinion, which proves that it is a good flavored drink. And when you get to Caffeine Man rating charts that are that big, you're going to be like, why would I buy this over all those other flavors? Don't look at it that way. If you see it in the stores, pick it up. If you want to try it for yourself, definitely check out Energy Drink City to try and pick it up for yourself. And we all have different taste buds, so this light and refreshing natural watermelon flavor with that candy flavor complementing it might be right for you. You might be looking for a different watermelon than what's up there. It's definitely worth a shot. It's getting an 8.5, not as high as a lot of the other Lost and Found drinks, but they can't all be perfect scores, right? Still a good drink. Like I said, if you do want to know everything there is to know about Lost and Found, you can check out that video right there. If you do want to find out about all my favorite energy drinks, I'll put a playlist right there of all my top 10, top 20 energy drinks. Lots of great videos in that playlist. Be sure to check them out. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night.